very good.
Here's the lineup he'll face for the Milwaukee Brewers and Craig Counsell. OPS.
Elvis, Zach, and Andrew in the infield with Carlos Perez behind the plate. And we told you about Dylan Cease as he gets ready. The throw
is strike one. First inning brought to you by Toyota, and we are wheels up at 110 today. There's the 0-1 to Yelich, and he takes a breaking ball downstairs. You want to look at the wind?
It's a swirling
series. They've won 3 consecutive one-run games overall, and frankly, they're 10 games over. 25-year-old Contreras, who was born on Christmas Eve 1997. 2-2. Swinging a ground ball to third. Yoan Moncada across the diamond. 4 out. How about a third base ball on the ground? Santana to third. Moncada smooth. 4 out. First pitch. Lined hard and foul, and just cover up.
Let's check out the defenders, and Peralta does it consistently.
And at the same time, as you're talking about that, he has bait
with it.
Right, so many of those. To your point, you look at where those are in StatCast presented by Google.
Control velocity.
Well, and so you get a fastball up, perceived velocity increases, but you hit hard to shortstop, but right at Willie Adames, who throws Andrews. We'll see. And there are some managers who've used closers 3 days in a row this year, but we'll see if Craig Counsell. 1-2 on Benintendi. The 11-pitch sequence to Elvis. Big chopper right side of the mound, and Peralta hauls it in and nearly scooped Pomeranian, and it was 10 in the afternoon, in the morning, and he forgot to throw it.
But fortunately, that's not.
How do you attack Freddie Peralta, you think?
I think you got to wait for his.
2-1 is downstairs. He's missed with a couple changeups, and now you would think fastball count. 3-1 slider downstairs. First Sox walk presented by Feldco. 6 for 12 the last 3 in a first pitch attack on a curveball. Back to the home run last night.
Last night
it was Yoan's first home run all year, which is hard to believe. On the ground, second base. And 4-6 of the fielder's choice. Spikes today, so he's not Menard's pitch man, Yoan Moncada. The ball flies over his head. Off the bat of Frelick, the Sal Pisano and the mustache.
Sal Perez.
Okay, but it's a chopper foul. 2 strikes on Willie Adames. On 2 strikes, floated to center field. That's down for a hit. Frelick had it from Mark Canha, who they got from the Mets before the trade deadline.
Leaders of the pack in that number. Things aren't going well for you.
This to right field, and a reaching Rio, who checks his swing on a strike anyway. 1-1.
Adames is one of those guys who has decent.
11th in baseball in stolen bases so far this year. And we'll see how much they use that in the postseason and how much. On the ground to shortstop. Elvis the pick. Remillard the turn. That's a double play. And what do you think VA's WAR is? He's a very good announcer.
He's very good. I would say what the WAR is 100.
After missing a couple of games, so no reason to talk. Left field. That's a base hit for Andrew. Gavin loves the ball up there, and Peralta willing to send it there. Including our old pal John Walsh in the director's seat. Sheets. And it's outside with a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2. It's downstairs. And 2 balls, 2 strikes. I'm certain.
To me.
Okay, thanks for the help. Towards second base, and that's playable for Terang, who gets the first pitch. Hunting. Colas fouls it away.
Ooh, a fan right in the mezzanine.
Don't even get me started on the FedEx logo while we're at it.
There it is.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Colas.
Back to Oscar to pull it. If you throw him some high fastballs, he's not going to. That one really went shooting.
High heat. First strikeout for Freddie Peralta. There's a high fastball for Carlos Perez. That went up to 95 in this series. And Peralta behind 2-0.
Last year for Peralta, just 70.
High fastball. He's living up there. 2-2.
It's a hard pitch.
There's 2 out. Another high fastball. That one might have been a strike anyway. Inning over. Great race.
Yeah, I mean, I took
tremendous
lead,
race.
Never gave it up. Was out of breath. I would say that, yeah.
Well, your racer did the gritty after he won, which I don't think.
What?
I'm just surprised that you had the breath to do that after the race.
Well, I think Dylan is accustomed to. Certainly made that close enough.
Sliders in the sequence. The 1-2. Hit in the air for center field. Colas is back on it in right center. That was a bit of a golf swing.
Yeah, he was confused on that. I'm not sure what he was. I would say that would make your weekend.
Look, you can do a lot with that kind of cash.
You can't.
You have to. Remillard pops it up. First base side. Santana against the wind. Out for Elvis Andrus. We saw 11 pitches in the first inning. Ears for the Sox.
Well, Tim, who has led off the majority of those.
2-1. Now, in 2 trips to the plate, he's seen 15 pitches. How about to left?
Good enough. Got his fastball and wound up aboard.
Rare in Major League Baseball. Fastballs and fastball counts. Popped up third base side. Monasterio. The era in baseball, with all of it being tracked, where there have been the fewest fastball. And teams are so adamant that they pay for.
Move the ball around all 4 quadrants.
Eloy took a pass at a curveball. That's popped up foul in that series, like remarkably well against a very good Blue Jays team.
And for a guy that Dylan's starting to feel real comfortable with that slider, and he's fanned a couple of guys in the last 2 innings. There.
And a slider for a strike. Begins Santana, who they got walked off by. It's fouled away, a ball and 2 strikes. He's Steve Stone. I'm Jason Benetti. We thank you for joining us for White Sox baseball. This is the stand. Those will be enormous games.
Yeah, they'll be. I mean, that's all you can ask for.
Randomly enough. 7 with the Diamondbacks. Good timing there. Cease off the mound. Jump peg. He got him. But he left that game at 3-2. And you remember that Blue Jays lineup? They had Joe Carter and Ricky Henderson and for Alex Fernandez in 1993. This up the middle, and Willie Adames snares it. As Peralta, what you do now? Like Joe Ryan for the Twins was a water polo player, so everybody has to ask him how.
Absolutely.
Well, Dylan does own a number of Frisbee golf courses.
Getting a bit better as he moves along.
You know what he should do, honestly? Because Dylan has been working on his art for it today. Through the left side, Andrew Vaughn has Peralta's number. He's 2 for 2. First of all, that's a Twitter name that's not yours. But he says you forgot Paul Molitor on that Blue Jays team.